And we are live. And I'm telling you, I don't know why I think it's the funniest thing in the world, but I'm chuckling when we go live. So welcome to another Tipsy Tuesday Slice of Pie, hosted by LearnCoachModelGroup.com. Do y'all see who's in the house right now? Tomika Snodgrass.
Hello.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my gosh. So first off, I wanted to say congratulations because you hit a big number on LinkedIn on the followers the other day. I meant to give you you want to tell us what that was? What was that little celebration you did?
I know. I'm so excited. I finally hit 5,000 followers, and it's not big for everyone, but it's big for me.
That's huge.
Yeah. And so consistency is the key, and it pays off when you really reach out and strive to make those meaningful connections on LinkedIn. So I was very happy about that.
Oh my gosh. Well, huge congratulations. And I want to tell everybody, this is a meaningful connection because we met on LinkedIn, and this is another testament to really building out those relationships, right? So that it actually can extend into something else other than like those sales. Y'all stop dropping the sales tips. But this is so amazing. So I'm so excited to have you here. The content that you share on LinkedIn has a lot to do around what you offer with your organization. So y'all, as always, I cheat.
That's all right.
I want to make sure I get everything right. But you're the CEO and founder of Confident Heart Coach. You're out of Michigan, and a lot of what you talk about and what you work with around relationship and confidence coaching for female exec leaders, entrepreneurs. But what I really like, you're a certified life coach, but you not only focus on relationships in business, but you focus on relationships at home as well. So that I think is so amazing because you're getting a kind of a more rounded support. Just throwing it out there, y'all. So y'all, please make sure you follow her and check in. And I'm gonna be begging to see if I can get some questions answered. But you've been featured in a lot of publications, you know. So again, I want to make sure I give you all the bragging rights, y'all. So she's been in CEO Weekly, New York Weekly, Daily Herald, The Times, and a lot of other magazines. So, we're so grateful to have you here to join us today on Tipsy Tuesday. So can you tell us a little bit more about, your company? What is your company?
So Confident Heart Coach is just that. It's a coaching practice. And my desire is really to empower, motivate, and inspire other women and to help them to be more confident, to walk boldly in their purpose, and to live their lives with joy and happiness unapologetically and on their own terms. That is what Confident Heart Coach is all about. And that's what I do. I offer one-on-one coaching services, group coaching services. I'm also launching my course again coming up later this year. It's called Ask for the Business, okay? Because as women, a lot of times that's a struggle as entrepreneurs. We talk about what we do, we talk about our services, but when it's time to talk about that money and that business, we kind of get quiet and get small and shrink down. No. You earn the right. Ask for it. If you have developed those relationships with people and you're adding value out there and you're helping people, you have a right to ask for the business, and people expect you to ask. So we talk a lot about that in my course. And in the course, we talk about mindset, confidence, how to have meaningful dialogue with your prospects and your clients that lead to conversion and sales. Most importantly, it's really about building those relationships and making those meaningful connections, though.
Oh, I love that. We got it. Hi, Carmen. Thank you for sharing. And for everybody else who's in the room, please drop your comments. We want to hear from you. And Carmen's saying unapologetically is key. And I still haven't figured out. Listen, a lot of us haven't figured out how to move in that space. And by the way, my friend, this is why that's why we have our coach on the call today. So we're going to
love that, Carmen. Thank you.
We're going to make sure we hook you up, and that way we'll be able to get connected. And
yes.
We all need it, y'all. I'm just saying, for real.
Definitely.
So I love to find out, from successful women like yourselves, how did you get into this? Like, how did you get started?
It was not by accident. Okay. So my entire life, I've just been one of those go-to people. I don't know what it is. I drive my kids crazy. I can be at the grocery store. People tell me stuff and they come up to me and talk to me. So I've always been that person that colleagues and coworkers would come to for advice, whether it's about marriage or dating or business or trying to advance in their career, whatever it is, I've been a sounding board. So I say that I've been a coach for more than 20 years, but it was unofficial, right?
Yeah.
But what really led me to do coaching is I started in banking over 30 years ago in corporate banking at a time when there was nobody that looked like me, if you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying, okay? It was a male-dominated industry, and you didn't see many Black women in particular, not on the corporate side. You would in the branches, but I'm talking about at the headquarters office, right? And so that's what led me really to coaching, is because in that space, while I had a lot of help, I don't discount that. I really kind of had to figure it out because my role models were predominantly men, and I'm not a man. So I spent a lot of time pretending, and just trying to fit in and, trying to model myself after these men so that I could be successful. But it was when I created my own lane and decided to own who I am as a person. I'm not wearing these boxy, ugly, black, navy blue, gray, and brown suits anymore. I'm going to dress like a feminine woman because that is who I am. So I began to walk in my confidence and be authentic and true to myself. And that's when I started to realize more success as a person. And I want to help women to feel that and to understand that you don't have to be anybody else. You can just be you. There's nobody who can do it better than you can, being you.
Oh, I love that. I think a lot of us, I won't say a lot of us, I'm West Indian, and I try to tell folks my culture is a little bit different. I live here in the States, right? But I was raised in a family where confidence was just like the norm. You just are, you're just raised to believe that you got this and you can do it. But there's so many women that really struggle with even being themselves. And I find that over the past couple of years, I did hit a wall where I wasn't sure if it was okay to even be authentic. We're using the terms being authentic at work, but really showing up as yourself. And to Carmen's point, being unapologetic about who you are. And so some of the coaching that I see you offer now, you're doing it for free, but y'all, this ain't free service, okay? We believe we are not doing that, right? There's a value involved. So please pay for the coaching, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But some of the great advice that you share about being authentic, even the way you show up. I don't know if you know this, but the way that you show up, y'all, she has these videos and they're real to me because it's not a full-on production. You just see her show up and she's just dropping little dimes and jewels and tips, and she's sharing these things. And a lot of times I think that when you go into certain spaces, what you're getting is something that's crafted and not real. So what you've done is you really managed to take coaching to a different level for us where it's more relatable. And so Tina thank you for Tina. She's saying it's your pleasant smile and energy, and you feel it through the screen. But it actually shows videos that you post on LinkedIn. So I wanted to find out a little bit more about how do you maintain your own energy? Like, how do you pour back into yourself so you can serve others? Because you're doing it.
Yes.
We appreciate it, but how are you taking care of yourself? How do you kind of feed your soul?
Thank you. No, listen, I'm all about some self-care, let me tell you. All right. But I'm intentional with that. I make time for me because I think I'm the most important person in my life right now, right? So I believe in taking good care of myself. And I have my morning rituals that I do. So for me, and this is something that I do every day, I get up early. I'm an early bird, y'all. I'm up at between 5 and 5:30 a.m., right? So before my husband is up, I like to sit quietly by myself, have my morning coffee, read a book, or, write in my gratitude journal. I like to meditate. I like to read the scripture and to talk to God and pray in the morning. And so those are things that I do every morning, and that lights me up and that feeds my soul and just fills my cup. The other thing is gratitude and just being grateful for what I already have and how blessed I already am in my life, that gives me energy as well and helps me to just maintain that positive attitude, because the attitude is what it's about. It's everything. And that's what comes across and allows us to connect with other people on a deeper level.
Wow, that's incredible. I love that. So y'all, free tip I just got for y'all. Again, no more free tips. Make sure you have a good morning ritual. And I love that you found the time, you're making the time, and that is actually self-care. Self-care isn't just about going to get your nails done, right? It's,
I do that too, but it's more than
I do get my nails done. But so can you talk a little bit more about the curriculum that you have coming later this year?
The course?
Of course, yeah.
So the course is Ask for the Business. And the reason I created this course is because I see so many female entrepreneurs struggle in this way. How do I have a meaningful sales conversation? How do I hold a discovery call? How do I even find my audience? How do I attract my ideal clients? There are all these questions that I get from my clients when I coach one-on-one. And so I created a course to address all of those things. And it really starts with the mindset and believing that you are worthy. You're worthy to get paid what you are worth, your value. So we talk about all of that. How do I get comfortable asking for the business and setting my pricing, asking for money? I don't believe in discounting my prices. You know, sometimes we talk to people and we talk ourselves out of getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to pay that much. Well, how do you know? You didn't even tell them what you charge. So it's really having the confidence, understanding your value, and being able to charge your worth. And we cover all of that in this course.
Oh, I love that. Charge your worth. And so there's a lot of folks who might be watching the replay that are thinking about, maybe you are a small business owner, or you're thinking about being an entrepreneur. Even if you're thinking about it, it sounds like this is an opportunity for you this is something you need to do, because this is where you will fail fast, is if you go in without a good understanding of how you ask for the business. So I'm looking. Yeah. So we're looking for. So we're gonna make sure we stay connected so we can get that.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So I was looking at some of your background and mentoring for winning futures and the work that you did with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And so I wanted to find out from you, I know you're a mom as well, what does mentorship mean for you?
So for me, mentorship really is just pouring the knowledge and the wisdom that it took you years and years and years to obtain into another person, to help them to be better, to help them connect to their why, find their purpose, and help them reach their fullest potential. That's really what it's all about. And again, I always go back to people first and building those relationships. I love when I'm mentoring someone and years later I see them and they're married and they're happy and they have a great career and they went to college and graduated with their MBA and all of that. I know that I'm making a difference because I'm sharing with them. I'm giving them tips and advice. I'm also a sounding board and a good listener. Sometimes our children need that non-parental advice, right? I know my kids did, because sometimes they don't want to hear it from mom. So I love that they could go to teachers. They had mentors and other people, trusted advisors that could give them feedback and offer them sound advice. And so that's what I want to be for our young people, especially, and other women too.
I love it. So when you talk about like the types of clients that you work with, is there like a certain target audience that you reach to, or what kind of clients do you work with, so that we know, like, also for referrals? Can we send your way?
Yes. So predominantly coaches and change makers, female entrepreneurs, and business leaders. So those who are at that mid-level executive range in business and looking to level up, to get to the next level. Those entrepreneurs who are not necessarily brand new, but just need somebody who's a little further along to help them get to that next level. So those are the women that I work with.
Okay. So can we talk a little bit?
I want to say one more thing about that. I work with women who want to invest in themselves and do the work. It's important to do that, because some people, they want to have a coach, but they don't want to make the investment. I'm not a not-for-profit organization, okay?
Exactly.
It took me years and years and years to get here. And
Exactly.
so I want to help other people get there even faster with what I have learned.
I
So
love
that's what it's all about. I always share that. I want to work with people who want to work with me and who want to make a radical transformation in their lives.
we get what we pay for. So,
Amen. Yes.
no, seriously, you get what you're paying for. And you know what? You hit a couple notes because I'm learning also to, even think my pricing is to make it. Now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back because I was having the same conversation. Like, I think I might have discounted myself. So I already know I'm gonna be taking some tips. do better, y'all. And Makisha, hey there, was saying, yeah, do the work, right? It's not just, hiring you out, do the actual work. So one of a review from a client talked about your value as a business coach, and y'all, I dropped the link to her LinkedIn. Please connect on LinkedIn, and also y'all do those videos I was talking about. Okay? And y'all will get some tips from these videos. They are so uplifting. So
thank you.
Yeah. So one of the reviews that I saw talked about your value as a business coach, and I wanted to find out what success roadmap is. What is that, and how do you use that to help women? Some of the women that might be listening today.
Yes. So my success roadmap is just a little extra that I add into my coaching program for every woman that I work with one-on-one. And it's really like having an accountability partner that's in writing. Okay. It's a little guide, because one of the things that we do to make that transformation is we have to first acknowledge where we are right now, right? And what do we want to be different? What do we want to change? Where do we want to be? And then the part in the middle is, what are the steps that you believe you need to take to get from A to Z, right? Okay, so we list all of those out, and then we prioritize them. Which ones are most important and which ones are you willing to commit to doing right now? So we start there, and that is how I create the success roadmap. We're not going to just talk about it. When you say these are the steps that you believe you need to take to get there, we're going to put that in your success roadmap. We're going to set goals. We're going to set milestones. And most importantly, we're going to attach some dates to that and hold you accountable to get there. So I create a roadmap. And somebody said earlier about doing the work.
Yeah.
So what the success roadmap is, I'm not letting you off the hook. You said this is what you want, right? And so I want you to reflect back on what you said you want for your life and what you're willing to do to make it happen. So that's the success roadmap. And if you do the work and you do those things and you do those steps, you will get from point A to Z. That's the transformation that you said you want to make. So I hold my clients accountable for doing what they said they're going to do.
I love it. I mean, it goes back. Like, listen, if you're investing in yourself, that you want to do that. That is just a part of the value that you bring. But it's a partnership, right? So I want what's best for me. You want what's best for me, and so therefore we got to meet in the middle. And you're going to hold your clients accountable. It's just the way it is.
That's
if you really want to do the work, right?
If you want to do the work, and the other thing is, I don't want someone to come back to me and say, "Well, that didn't work." But did you follow these steps and do what you said? Did you do your part?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to follow up on, there was a post that you had recently about it was mainly around relationships with your kids, and that one hit me because it was so, I thought it was, again, y'all, just please connect with her on LinkedIn and you'll see it'll make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a post, and it was it showed, as a mom, like, you just beam around your kids, it just shows up. Okay. It's amazing. And you were just talking about how that relationship, and the boundaries with your kids. And so can you offer some maybe coaching around how do we maintain like that, or what works for you, maintaining that relationship with your kids where obviously there's boundaries, but you're still relatable, you're still reachable, you want to have that communication going. Some tips around that.
Absolutely. So my littles are all grown up now. Let me say that first. So I have a 22-year-old, that's the baby, and then I have a 31-year-old too. So a lot of parenting experience. And honestly, I'm an old school kind of parent in a lot of ways. I do believe in discipline and I do believe in structure because they need it. And kids don't know that they need it at the time, but trust me, they do need it. And later in life, they realize that they needed it and they're appreciative and grateful that they had that. So that's what that post was all about, Shelly, is you need to be the parent. And sometimes we want to be friends because we want the kids to love us. Guess what? They're going to love you anyway. My kids don't love me less because I had to say no, or I had to say you can't go here, or I need you to do it this way. They still love me, but most important, they respect the fact that I am the mother. Okay. So that's the most important thing. And so my tips are be open, listen, have meaningful conversation with the kids. Sometimes I want to go, oh Lord, no, I don't hear. But I want them to come to me. Why? Because I'm going to tell them the truth. So any questions that they have, I've always made it very clear to my two children, you can always come to me. I don't care what it is. I won't judge you. And I will listen to you and I will tell you the truth. Those are the most important things, I believe, is just being open and having that, you can have a great relationship, but you also need to have that respect as the parent. And so that is what has always worked for me. And I have a boy and a girl, and I have a great relationship with both of them.
Well, it shows. It absolutely shows. And I think a lot of folks that were looking at your post, I know I was talking to a couple of friends of mine about that, about the boundary setting. And I feel like, at least for me, the way I was raised is the boundaries it was different. It was so well established. It was different authority figures. So I didn't, I'm just confessing, y'all, just bear with me that I didn't have the same relationship where, that I saw in that, even in that video, even in the pictures. And so as a mom now, I find that I'm trying to do better and not repeat old mistakes. But that same level, y'all, for those who are not following her on, and again, if you're not, I don't know why, you should. But that same level of the way that you relate to your family is the same level that you're relating to your clients now and potential clients. And that, I think, is what drew me to you, because you can tell when folks are real about, right? I mean, there's a lot of coaches, but there are some folks that's just, they have it in their heart and their spirit to actually serve others. And I think that's what's picking up. I'm going to show you Tina's. Thank you, Tina, is saying that's true. Children will appreciate authority in the future.
Yes. Thank you, Tina. That's absolutely right. They appreciate it, even if not at that very moment, because they want what they want.
Yes.
But we want what's best. And they don't know what's best. We know, because that's why we're the parent. So,
exactly. Right. I got the job.
That's right. So
I love that. So I wanted to follow up a little bit on some of what drives you to do the work that you do. Take it away.
What drives me is seeing other women empowered, inspiring them. Sometimes you might be posting something on social media. You and I were talking about this a little bit, and you think, I'm not getting a lot of comments, but I've had people reach out to me and send me a direct message and just say, thank you. I loved your post today. They didn't comment on the post. Maybe they're not ready to be visible yet on LinkedIn. So maybe they're not going to comment, but they'll reach out and send me a private message and say, that really helped me, or that really blessed me. That's what drives me. That's what lights me up, because that's my purpose, is to help others, to be inspirational, motivational, supportive, encouraging. I want to be the coach for other women that I wish I had when I first started in corporate many years ago. And eventually I did have that, but it was a struggle at first to find my way, because I just didn't have it. And back then, when you did find other women, sometimes they were a little worried about their own job security. That's my spot. I'm the woman around here,
Yeah.
Well, they weren't trying to help me out back then. So I want to let go of all that. There's room at the top for
Yes.
all of us. And I feel like as I climb, I can reach down and help some other women to have a seat at the table too. That's important to me. And that's what drives me.
I love that. So there's a comment. Thank you from Carmen. There have been many times, she's relating back to the where we were just talking about, many times when my 32-year-old said, I understand now. Yeah.
Yes. Doesn't, and Carmen, I know that feels so good. My 31-year-old daughter. Yes, I get that now from my 31-year-old daughter. She's married now. And you know what's funny? I remember when she was younger, her room was a disaster. She gonna get me for saying this, but her room, I was constantly saying, clean that room up. You know, I can't stand it. What's wrong with you? You weren't raised like this, you know. And we would just be battling about the room. I go to her house, it is immaculate. So it's in there.
Yeah.
All those little things that we teach, it's in there. So it's important that we instill those values. Even if we think they're not listening, they're like little sponges. They are listening and they do respect our authority.
I love that. So, you know, you hit on something, a P word, purpose. And I get this question asked a lot of me because I do know what my purpose is. And I feel like now I've shifted to it, y'all. I'm not saying I was there all the time, just telling you I'm there right now. Okay. But there are a lot of folks that would look at you and say, I mean, you're successful. You've got this going, right? You've got a tremendous following. You've got, you're it. Like, I'm looking at you like, I want to be like you one day. Okay. So
I want to be like you.
For those who are still struggling with trying to figure out what their purpose is, how did you identify, like, how did you land on it to say, okay, this is my purpose? And then, you know, then committing to it with a plan. I have a thing I call passion, purpose, and a plan. You have the passion, you figure out the purpose, but you got to have a plan. Otherwise, forget it.
Yes.
How did you identify what your purpose was? You know, how did you
I would say the first step for me was really to find what it is that I'm very passionate about. What is it that puts a smile on my face? What is it that when I wake up, I'm excited to do this thing that I do, right? And it has always been to help other women. And I'm specific with mine. It's not just other people. I knew that I wanted to help other women. That's my desire. And I do work with some men. I don't turn the guys away. But my target audience is female entrepreneurs and business leaders, coaches, and change makers. That's who I work with. And so I've always had that. And I just looked back at when are the times in my life when I felt the happiest with what I was doing. And it's always been mentorship, providing guidance, helping people to get unstuck, helping women to overcome obstacles and challenges. I've been through a lot myself, and helping them using the experience that I have. This is how I got from here to there. This is a time in my life when I was stuck and it was a dark place. This is how I overcame that. So that's always been my desire. So what I say to people, and the advice that I always give, is to go back, really think about what you love to do, what lights you up, what are you absolutely passionate about, and then start to focus on that. And how can you turn that into a career that will sustain you as well, right? We can't just do everything that we love to do, because let's be real, we need to make some money and pay our bills.
Exactly.
So that's a part of the plan that you talked about, right? Is the money part. But you need to love what you're doing. And when you love it, it doesn't feel like you're doing work. I feel like I just wake up and have a whole lot of fun every day.
I love that. I love that. Here's a comment that said I had to ask myself the same question as part of a devotional I was reading. When I'm the happiest, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm surprised at my answer. Don't be surprised. It shows up when you ask.
It shows up when you ask. What is that saying? It is when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. Or the teacher shall appear. I love that, right? So don't be shocked.
You just got to do something with it, because there's a lot of folks who have these amazing dreams, of, wonderful, but you got to do something with it.
You got to move your feet, right? Take some action.
So what would you want to be remembered by or for doing? What do you want your legacy to be?
I just want to be remembered as someone who's a good, kind human being that desired to make a difference in the world. I want people to know that every day that I wake up is to serve, it's to help. And that's what I want to be remembered by. And I always share my favorite quote by Maya Angelou, and it is really a guiding principle for my life. And it is that famous quote that says, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel. And I love that. So I want people to feel better, happier, bigger, greater, more confident, more bold after an interaction with me, after they walk away from a coaching session, after they walk away from a conversation. I don't care if it's in the grocery store, at the bank, out on the street. I want them to feel something. I want them to smile. I want them to think about what they want to do. I want them to choose happiness every day. I want them to be grateful for what they already have and stop complaining about what they don't have. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
I want to make that kind of impact.
I love that. So when you think about like where you see your company going, as we're scaling for growth, all right? Shannon saying, yeah, love it. Be what you want to. Hold on, I'll put it up here because I can't read that fast. Be what you want to see in a positive way, and it boomerangs.
Oh, yes. I love that. It boomerangs.
I like that. I love that. I love that.
Good. Thank you, Shannon. That's awesome.
We're gonna receive it.
I need to take a picture of that.
Exactly. I was like, we're gonna go ahead and receive that.
Yes.
So where do you want to scale your business? Where do you want to see your company grow?
So my next step in terms of growth for my business is really to offer more group services and more courses. And that's what I'm working on right now as a next step. Okay. I get my energy from people. So I love to do live interaction. Groups is my jam because I just love energy back and forth. But I also want to be able to help as many people as possible. And so to do that, I really want to create more courses designed to help women with the biggest challenges that they face in their lives every day.
I love that. And then that would be that again, this would be great because it's accessible, those courses. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can get to one of those courses. Yeah. So I try to keep folks for around 40 minutes because I realize it's dinner time and our people be calling us. But I wanted to find out from you, what are you proud of? What are you inspired by? And what are you empowered to do? What's your pie?
What is my pie? So I'm proud of how far I have come. Sometimes we think I'm not where I want to be just yet. There's always opportunity for growth. I am a work in process always. I'm always growing. I'm always open to learning. But I also have to reflect back on where I started. And I'm very proud of how far I have come in the work that I've done so far. So that's what I'm proud of. What inspires me is women who want to walk boldly in their purpose, unapologetically, and live life with joy and happiness on their own terms. And I'm here to help them do just that. Can you have it all? Yes. Who wants to have their cake and not eat it too? Nobody wants that. That's what inspires me. And I'm empowered, Shelly, by other amazing women just like you who create a platform like this for women like me. So that is what I feel empowered by, is other women helping other women. That's so important to me. And I want to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so honored, y'all. I feel like I wish we could stay on here for a much longer time. But again, these tips are not for free. Just to grow and scale our business, and it's not going to be through continuous free information. But please, make sure, again, a lot of us who are watching the replay are on LinkedIn. Drop the link. So make sure that you get connected. I will also add your company to our corporate site over the next couple of days. And wonderful. So I obviously want people to,
visit me. Yes.
My friend, y'all. That's how we roll. Okay. That's how we do good business. Don't talk to my
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any last words before we go?
I just want to say that happiness starts on the inside of you. So, whoever is watching, if you are looking to make a radical transformation in your life, don't worry about what other people are doing. You're not going to get that job if your boss does this. Your marriage is not going to get better if your spouse does this. It's going to come from the inside of you. That's where true happiness is. Okay, so choose happiness every single day. And I hope that you will connect with me because I want to connect with you.
Oh God, she gonna make me cry. I can't try to hold it together. Oh my gosh, this was so great. I hope, when you get that course launched, please come back so we can, help people understand how to get enrolled and kind of get started. We definitely want to make sure that we're sharing all of that, all the knowledge and getting people what they need. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate the time, and for all y'all who are watching live and commenting, thank you. Please make sure you like the video. I'm learning, y'all. You're supposed to like it, subscribe, and hit the bell and all that stuff. Just do that. Do what it says. Do all that so we can keep coming back every week. And for those of you who are watching the replay, we also appreciate the time that you're spending doing that. We realize that a lot of us are working at this time, or it's our nighttime hour. So we appreciate all the folks on the replay. For y'all need to click the like button also. Please make sure you're following her on LinkedIn. So we're going to end the broadcast, but we're going to hang out in the room for a few more minutes. So for that, we're just going to tell them goodbye.
Bye. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.